coming back to us. We are here with me and my shades coming to you for another episode of Be Informed.
I made it back. Stevey Newnez made it back. And of course, I have some Stevey shades. That's true. Very true.
I did not steal these from Stevey,
but I cannot believe I'm back. I can't believe I'm back. I think, and people have been so respectful. I mean, I just love the feedback New Britain is giving us.
Listen, we're really happy. And I'm happy that you came back for another episode. This is probably our fourth or fifth one now.
Correct.
Probably even more. And there will be hopefully more to come. We want to thank everybody for all the great feedback that you've been giving us.
Yes.
Every episode, we talk about issues that you comment on and that you would like to know about. So throughout this episode, we'll be addressing concerns from previous ones.
Yes.
So keep commenting.
And I do pay attention to the Twitter fingers and people what they post on my timeline. So I kind of I am the voice for that, for the Puerto Ricans here in New Britain, which is a nationality here in New Britain. It's Puerto Ricans mixed with Polish, but I think
Art
it's
Street
great.
and Broad Street combined.
Right. What did you tell me off camera? You said this is the only city where you could have a chuleta on one side and a pierogi on another, and I agree.
So true, and that's what makes New Britain very special, very unique, and we love it. We love it.
But now it's time for some tea, since we're talking about food. It's time to get into it, okay? Because I ask the questions because I am not scared, and you answer them because you are not scared. Now. Okay. All these nonprofits.
Yep.
How many nonprofits do we have in town that don't pay taxes?
I gotta put my shades back on for this one.
Lord.
Oh, boy. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. Let me answer this. So a question that a lot of people have been posing is, we were talking about the budget in the last episode. Correct. And everyone's thinking about taxes. We're hearing about tolls that are happening at the state, all these things. And people always ask, well, how many people in town don't pay taxes? So nonprofits are exempt from paying taxes. They pay nothing. We have over 600 properties in town that don't pay anything. So they pay no property taxes, nothing. So when you when you break that down, and we're trying to run a government or run an operation where not everybody is contributing to it, it makes it very difficult. 48% of all property in New Britain is not taxable.
Is
almost
it true?
Half.
Right. So is it true that when you're a new business owner here and you open up a new business, how long before they have to pay taxes? Because I heard that you don't have to. The Newnez Connect, I really haven't checked on my business stuff, which I should be informed about that. But I heard you're very lenient towards new business owners as well.
So it all depends. New businesses, if you want, so we have to be competitive with neighboring towns, right? So, and our neighboring towns, we know, have lower tax rates than we do.
Yes.
So it's not really fair, think about it, when you have nonprofits that don't pay anything, and then we're paying the full amount, and businesses are paying the full amount.
Correct.
So sometimes we are able to offer a competitive rate for a type of business, maybe give them 2 or 3 years to get their feet off the ground and running, but then they have to pay the full rate like everyone else does. But it's only for certain types of public services, and they don't meet any exemptions.
That was such a good way of addressing the elephant in the room, because everyone always they're always oh, nonprofits are the only ones that don't pay taxes, and to a certain degree.
Think about it. Is it really fair?
No,
I don't think so.
I mean, okay, so
they should be paying something.
Here's my take. If a nonprofit is making a lot of money, and I might step on some toes, but you know what? I'm a business owner here in New Britain with the Newnez Connect.
I'm listening.
If a nonprofit is making profit off of the city, I think that they should be paying taxes, because if people that are homeowners and landowners have to pay a lot of taxes, and their taxes, they feel, are going up, but we discussed in the last one, it's not going to go up, which is great. But it's not, I don't think it's fair. I think that okay.
Mr. Elephant is coming over here.
Let me address the other one. All right, so if I go to church and I pay 10% of my tithes and my offering, right? Okay. If I pay 10%, oh my God, Lord, do not. Because I'm just trying to help out the city, Lord, right now. I'm just trying to use wisdom. Sure. If I go to a church and I'm paying 10% to the church of my earnings, I feel as though the nonprofits should just pay a percentage back if they're profiting off of the city. And, just,
Yeah.
but it's not even being shady. It's just like a circle of life. Like, I think that, like, if we keep the income going,
Be fair.
be fair. Like,
There's
if you
a-
go to, like, Florida and you go to, like, where Disney and all the attractions are at, they're always, like, paying back, right? So that's
Yeah.
why there's a good money flow,
Yeah.
So I think that in order for us to be successful, I feel like there's a lot more nonprofits than there is businesses in New Britain. Is that true?
Yeah. No, that is absolutely true.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you break down the nonprofits, and then a lot of them profit off of the city. So it's like, I'm not trying to be shady.
No.
Okay, because I
But
don't feel no
you know what?
conviction in the world saying this.
I think.
But like, if the nonprofit is making a lot of money, then as a taxpayer in your city, because I told you I am the voice of this city, because I love this city so much, because I am hard hitting with my mouth as well. I think that I don't think that's not bad.
I don't think it's everybody should be contributing something in one way or another. So a couple
Get back
years,
to your community if your community is given to you.
a couple of years ago, yes, amen. A couple of years ago, I sent out a letter to all of the people or all the nonprofits in town that don't pay taxes, and I asked them to make a donation. I said, well, you don't make anything, but you don't pay us anything. If you were to be paying taxes, here's how much you would have to pay a year. Would you make a contribution to the city? You know how much money we got?
Nothing. Don't tell me.
We got $500.
No. That's like, if there's how many nonprofits?
And something that's like,
so that's like $5 each pop. No,
like nothing. But hey, I got to give credit to those and you know what? And the nonprofits that did give us money were probably two of the smallest ones that truly are nonprofits.
And that's what I was going to say. And another thing is, do they ask the city for money as well to help them with things?
No.
Like, no, do these nonprofits
ask
the city
for,
do they come in during office hours and ask? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think that if you are a church, like Right Now Ministries, right?
Ooh.
That really, like me, they giving me money. And like,
yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I was a young adult, they paid my bills.
Okay.
Like, some of my bills. Like, I'm not going to lie. And also they picked up a lot of the youth and they took us out. They paid for a lot of the things we used to do. We used to go to the lake. They used to pay for the food. They do a lot of stuff.
So I think bottom line, when we get down to it, we want everybody to contribute to our community, right?
Right.
And
I don't think it's bad. I think that if they give back, I think that we would have a consistent money flow, and I think that the whole city would be blessed.
We would be better. We would be able to fund our schools more. We'd be able to pay for all those sidewalks that everybody wants to fix. We'd be able to pay for so much more. So I think it's a good thing. That we're bringing awareness to it. I think people are starting to recognize and maybe realize that we need to start, having people contribute more. So another thing that we had a bunch of comments on was ATVs. And ATVs are all over our streets right now. We had a lot of people that were commenting about it, and we want to take a few minutes to talk about those. These are the all-terrain vehicles. These are the four-wheelers, the people that are driving down the streets going crazy. And so
I think it's very important because every year right before the summer or during the summer, someone gets hit, right? Or something happens, and my thing is, like, I'm not trying to be Theo Stevie here, Titi Stevie. Like, I'm not trying to be Grandma Stevie or Grandpa Stevie, but what I'm saying is that me as a person, I get so nervous when I see someone driving a motorcycle, period. So let alone an ATV, a kid doing a quad. Like, I feel like there's places for that. Maybe we could open up, one day a certain park where they can do it, for that one day.
And
I think that would be fine, but I think that, like, me having to compete with you on the road is not going to be good. I'm going to probably go through a pothole trying to, like, dodge you. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's scary. And listen, like, people have been calling like crazy and complaining about it. It's scary. They're loud. They're obnoxious. They come in packs. It's never just one. There's always like 40 of them. And it's really scary. But ATVs are prohibited in the city of New Britain. They are prohibited on any public.
And don't hate us for that. I feel like don't hate the city for that. Like, it keeps you safe. Like, number one, I needed a driver's license to be able to drive my vehicle, right? So that I don't have to go crazy and crash into people. Like, I feel like these, if you're 15, 14 on an ATV, like, I don't feel safe with that. I could have a 15-year-old as a kid if I had a kid at 15 years old. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want him out there.
Yeah. I just, it's so dangerous. We have to start talking about it more and what the police can do. So people get frustrated with us too because they're like, oh, I've been calling about this every Saturday, the same time it happens. How come the New Britain Police Department hasn't done anything about it? Chase them. We cannot chase people on ATVs. And here's why. Because it's more of a danger for somebody to get hurt and die if you have a car versus an all-terrain vehicle. But what we ask is for the public to help us, right? So we have our tip line. We have everything. You can call the police department. You can post pictures on the Facebook page, anything to let us know where the vehicles are coming from. So we ask people if you have them in your neighborhoods to let us know. Like if someone is...
Now, where are they getting these ATVs? Like, where the money coming from? Hey, everyone's always asking us where we get the money to do things. Like, where's the money coming from?
I don't know where they get money for them things from.
Where can you get an ATV?
I'll be honest, I have no idea. I have no clue.
Yo, that's crazy.
I
just said, yo.
Cabela's?
Right, like,
I don't know.
What is, like, this is crazy.
I don't know. But so listen, you're going to get fines. If you get caught with one, we're going to fine you and we're going to see.
When you say fine, what's the amount?
$1,000 on the first violation. The second one's even more.
I would rather save that for a car. Or my license. or permit, right?
The second violation is $1,500 and the third violation is $2,000.
Now, could they gas it up in the city? Could they like...
No. And now, no, that's a fun fact too. We have prohibited any gas station from allowing... So no retailer,
but can they still
dealer.
come in? See, this is what happens when you have somebody
they could fill up their
that's
little,
already slicker from the hood. That's kind of... I'm 2 steps ahead of everybody.
You know, and
they could fill it up.
They could, but so...
But I think
Yeah.
we maybe check the surveillance cameras. Because, like, really, seriously, the only reason why, and I have to stress this, the only reason why I stress this is because I've had friends die from being on ATVs.
In
you know what I mean?
Where they shouldn't be on them.
Right. I just feel like I'm just trying to save your life.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be Captain Save Up, but I'm trying to kind of like prevent. Prevention is key.
So we'll post underneath this article a little flyer that the city has too, just about the rules and regulations about ATVs and the ordinances that the city has that you have to follow. Listen, if we catch you, we're taking it. We have the right to seize the vehicle. So like a couple weeks ago, there was somebody that was in Stanley Quarter Park, and he was ripping up the park.
What?
Ripping up the park with the ATV. Cops responded. We got him. He tried to run away, and he ran his vehicle right into a tree.
Oh, my God.
And this is like why we're saying we can't really chase people. We ended up getting him, and we took his vehicle. He got a ticket for $1,000. He doesn't have an ATV anymore, and he went to jail. So
and parents, like, look what just happened in Wethersfield or wherever it was that kid got murdered, right? Like, let's prevent this from happening. I'm not saying like the cops in New Britain are gonna do this, but what I'm saying is like let's not provoke like a cop speed like a
bad behavior.
Chase.
That's
like,
all. Like make sure you're paying attention. That's to what your kids are doing, and
I don't want to run into no kid in no ATV. Like that would be on my conscience forever.
No one does. And listen, when they're riding down the street in packs, like it gets really.
And we're not saying do not drive ATVs. What we're saying is there's places where you can drive your ATVs.
And on the public street, it's just not a place.
Right. We're not saying don't do it. What we're saying is that you have to follow the law of the land. And I'm trying to prevent you from catching a case or having to pay $1,000. Who want to pay $1,000? I mean, if you're going to give $1,000, just give it to me.
Who has $1,000 to shell out? I don't.
But like, right. Like I'm just trying to prevent it.
But again, it's like all aimed at just making our community better and a better place. And we work really, really hard at that.
Right. And thank you. Now I feel informed. I do.
Thank you for being informed, and thanks for tuning in and watching. Stevie, will you come back for another episode?
Yes, because we definitely have to talk about these bees that you had around you, these worker bees, because you're definitely the queen bee. 2003, remember? You gotta know that song.
So we'll come back for another episode soon. Thank you so much, Stevie.
It's a wrap.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been Be Informed. Bye.